whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media.
Count the number of publications that have talked about it or written about it, networks, etc. It's all over the internet. It's everywhere. And I know that.
You know what's crazy? People are always in my business worried about what I'm doing. What Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got. Just know, I'm gonna stay in my lane. I ain't gonna...
During a dramatic live broadcast that quickly drew viewers across the country, Stephen A. Smith publicly called out Floyd Mayweather over serious claims linked to his business activities. The well-known ESPN personality, famous for his bold and outspoken delivery, did not hold back as he addressed allegations suggesting that individuals connected to disputed ventures may have faced undue pressure, citing an increasing number of reports surrounding the matter. Smith emphasized concerns that Mayweather could have used his influence and financial standing in response to complaints tied to those operations. Speaking with conviction, he made it clear that the situation had crossed a line and stressed the need for responsibility and transparency within the world of professional sports.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3, 4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back streets.
Over the years, Stephen A. Smith has witnessed firsthand the extravagant lifestyle Floyd Mayweather maintains, a standard of living defined by unmistakable luxury. Among the most visible reflections of that prosperity is Mayweather's passion for elite automobiles. Various reports suggest he owns well over 100 cars, many of them carrying staggering price tags. His fleet reportedly features rare Lamborghini models and uniquely tailored Bugattis, transforming his garage into what many describe as a museum of high-performance engineering and immense wealth. Because of his long-standing familiarity with Mayweather, Smith has had the opportunity to observe these remarkable displays of affluence from close range, gaining direct insight into the scale of that lifestyle.
What's your definition of toy?
Well, private jet, Enzo, Bugatti. Let's walk over here. I'll show you a couple toys. They call this the $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Before getting into the finer details, it helps to look at the foundation of Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s journey. Floyd Mayweather Jr. was born in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and he stepped into the professional boxing world in 1996. From the very beginning of his career, he steadily built a name for himself through consistent performances and disciplined preparation. By the start of the 2000s, he had earned recognition as one of the sport's most skilled and technically refined competitors, maintaining a flawless record, showcasing exceptional defensive mastery, and approaching each fight with careful strategy. He established himself as a commanding force inside the ring.
People hate consistency when it comes to teams that you don't like and not a fan of, and they constantly win all the time. The Patriots went through the same thing. Small example, I'm gonna just take boxing for instance.
Right.
Floyd.
Yes.
Everybody loved when Floyd was winning early in his career.
Yes.
But when he kept winning,
yes,
he became the villain.
Yes.
And then everybody paying in and tuning in to see him lose.
Right.
That's it. He became the villain.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has faced legal scrutiny connected to certain business matters over the years. In 2022, his name appeared in a class action lawsuit alleging involvement in a cryptocurrency pump and dump operation. That legal action, however, was later dismissed. More recently, in 2024, he was named in another lawsuit seeking damages exceeding $3 million. The complaint centers on claims that he instructed a bodyguard to assault a man at a restaurant in Los Angeles during an incident that reportedly occurred in 2022.
Explain all that. How did that happen in your life? What things happen? You know, I had 3 children with a young lady. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. She was a little upset, had a little alcohol in her system. She was a little edgy, and I told her, basically I needed the keys to my truck. She was upset. She didn't want me to take the keys to the truck. So things got out of hand and blown out of, they blow things up bigger than what things are really made out to be. So things happen.
But nevertheless, you had to do 2 months, right?
Yeah, I did 2 months for a misdemeanor, yes.
So what is it like to have everything and then not have freedom?
That's what I come to find out. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very, very important. And I'm just, I'm happy to be free. I'm happy to be back, in my children's life.
Allegations that Floyd Mayweather Jr. shifted his stance toward Devin Haney have sparked widespread discussion throughout the boxing community. Once regarded as a guiding figure in Haney's career, Mayweather has been accused of circulating a modified sparring video that seemed to show a younger Haney struggling during rounds with Gervonta Davis. The clip emerged just days before Haney's high-profile showdown with Ryan Garcia. Haney interpreted the timing of its release as deliberate, believing it was intended to undermine his mindset and provide Garcia with a psychological edge ahead of the fight.
They go through maybe like a rough moment, like the people around them kind of start changing and things. And I know, like you said, you waking up in the mansion, the Rolls Royce, of shit, 30, 40 people around.
Yeah.
Has that part happened where it was like people around you kind of shifted or?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that necessarily. I think I just had to, cut the grass low.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s former partner and the mother of his children, Josie Harris, once opened up about the transformation she believed she had witnessed in him over more than 2 decades. She explained that the extent of the change surprised her, noting that aspects of his personal struggles were not fully visible to the public. During a 2014 interview, Harris acknowledged that the possibility of crossing paths with him brought her intense anxiety, underscoring the emotional weight of their shared past. Their son, Karen Harris, later recounted memories of a distressing confrontation between his parents, shedding light on the private difficulties their family experienced behind closed doors.
Fellow American. Boxing legend Floyd Mayweather watched on as Davis appeared to dominate. So, Haney has now issued a response on Twitter. Never did they post a chopped up edited video. 16-year-old and they're in there holding. My bet with AB Pops. Andrew and Broner, I presume that means. We bet Andrew and Broner Pops and he honoured it and paid. Ryan, we watched you quit and we will not and we are not the same and never will be.
Jeff Mayweather, the uncle and former trainer of Floyd Mayweather Jr., has openly questioned the path his nephew appears to be following in recent years. He noted that the continuous acquisition of properties and participation in various business ventures seems scattered and challenging to make sense of from the outside. Jeff admitted that he no longer has a clear grasp of the choices Floyd is making, acknowledging a growing distance between them. He also commented that Floyd appears more aligned with individuals in his present inner circle than with members of his own family, indicating a shift in where his closest personal ties now lie.
So you've known Floyd since he was a little puppy.
Not a little puppy, but a teeny bopper. 21 years.
21 years,
yeah.
Amen. Can you tell us some intricate stories about Floyd Mayweather and two, how he's grown in the 21 years?
He's definitely grown in these last 21 years. When I met him, he was, he still had his little thing, going on, living in just a regular condo. I didn't see, him go from here to here,
Further fueling the discussion, users on various online forums have circulated theories about Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s alleged financial obligations. Some contributors have suggested that reported debts might stem from gambling setbacks or funds borrowed from contacts in the United Arab Emirates. Other posts have raised questions about his travel between Israel and the UAE, speculating that overseas dealings could have led to friction with certain Emirati lenders. It is important to note, however, that these assertions remain unconfirmed and are based primarily on online commentary rather than verified evidence.
No idea. Like I said, I don't necessarily see Floyd very much, so we don't really get a chance to talk very much, and so I don't really know what's going on. I know he's he's doing things that, to better his life, like, buying homes and buying, different things. And so, I don't know exactly what he's doing. So, I haven't seen him. In quite some time. And I haven't heard about him talking about doing any more exhibitions. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, I don't know.
Joe Rogan has openly criticized the way Floyd Mayweather Jr. handles certain financial matters, particularly regarding tax obligations. He cautioned that failing to keep payments up to date can rapidly attract attention from the IRS and potentially lead to significant legal complications. Rogan emphasized that substantial wealth does not exempt anyone from federal rules, noting that unpaid taxes can result in steep penalties and closer scrutiny. His remarks highlight a broader point. Maintaining strict financial responsibility is crucial, and overlooking tax commitments can bring serious repercussions.
Turns out that the rumors were true, and Floyd Mayweather has been trapped in Dubai for the last 50 days. Gervonta Davis was the first to claim it. Now multiple insider sources have confirmed that he is in fact trapped in Dubai for a debt that has nothing to do with boxing. After doing a little digging, it seems that someone in his camp, while he was shopping for jewelry in Dubai, stole one of the pieces, got away with it, and then blocked all communication with Mayweather. Since then, Floyd has already paid for the jewelry, but they refuse to let him go until they get their piece back. And allegedly, this guy right here is the thief that started this whole mess.
Regarding custom, and I'm giving you my very good Mr. Ahmed and Dylan. He say hi to you and most welcome in Dubai. And if there's anything in Dubai police, we are happy to serve. Thank you so much.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s pattern of high-end spending has drawn significant media attention. Multiple reports claim that during one particular week, he invested roughly $5 million in real estate acquisitions, and the purchase of a new private jet. Actions of that scale have prompted discussion about the stability of his financial position and the logic guiding such expenditures. Critics argue that these high-profile purchases seem aimed at maintaining an outsized public image rather than demonstrating a measured, long-range financial strategy.
He owed that money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to pay.
Neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money that there's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats. You can sell them.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. has reportedly adopted a traditional investment approach in real estate, focusing on purchasing undervalued or distressed properties with the aim of profiting from their eventual appreciation. Early returns on these ventures may be relatively modest, often in the range of 5 to 6% annually. Similar to what investors might see from real estate investment trusts. However, when these acquisitions are paired with targeted property enhancements and favorable market trends, the long-term upside can be substantial, offering meaningful opportunities for financial growth over time.
Notion of nostalgia, you know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me, there was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. They're something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather. But however, he is definitely the #1 boxer of my era, ladies and gentlemen, of my time on this earth of watching the sport of boxing. No one has the skill set of Floyd Money Mayweather. Carve it up, chop it up how you like. Get on the debate about his opponents, all this other crap. We can have that for another video. But this man is going to go down in history as an all-time great without a doubt. And it's going to, and I understand the argument for those who may even present the argument that he's the #1 greatest of all time. I see valid points in that argument. I don't agree with that, but I see valid points in that argument. This is a great boxer. We are going to miss Floyd Money Mayweather when he leaves the sport, ladies and gentlemen. But the fact remains, Floyd Money Mayweather and all of his accomplishments and all of the great things he's done inside the ring, however, it seems to be playing the same tune or acting in the same movie of a lot of boxers that make a lot of money and just go on a spending spree with it and fucking, end up broke in their later years, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you think of some of the greatest boxers through the eons of time. You can start with like Joe Louis, for crying out loud. Joe Louis, this is a man who made plenty of money. This was the Brown Bomber. This is a man who had 12 straight years of reign in the heavyweight division, ladies and gentlemen.